Joe Rogan, Dave Smith, and they're talking about Elon Musk. And Joe Rogan actually kind of sides with what the mainstream media is saying a little bit. Not really, but he kind of feels like Elon messed up a bit. We'll say that. If you don't know, since Elon has bought X, he has just been hounded by the mainstream media, by the machine. He has been, threatened by the EU. They're trying to put penalties on him. They're saying that he's supplying misinformation about the Israel-Hamas conflict. He's just getting it from all sides. And then he made a tweet that they are now connecting to anti-Semitism, and it just gave them such a reason to go after him. So Dave Smith and Joe Rogan are going to be talking about that. Let's jump right into that clip. Let's go. Don't forget to hit that like button, and also hit up IamCoachColin.com. You can get all of your incredible merch there. Discount code is IamCoachColin, all capital letters, all one word, one L in the name Colin. Get yourself something nice. Let's go.
Really committed a crime against the establishment by saying that not every single social media platform now will be on board with the program.
Yeah.
But you see the way they're kind of coming after him.
Well, he kind of put his foot in his own mouth with that one.
With what?
With the Twitter thing exchange that he got in trouble for.
Wait, what?
The one they're saying that he's anti-Semitic.
Oh, what was that specific one?
Jamie will find it.
Oh, it was one. He responded to an anti-Semitic thing or something like that. Is that what it was?
And said you were saying the actual truth or something along those lines.
Okay, yeah. I vaguely remember this. Yeah,
it's like if you're shooting from the hip like that and saying things that's if you have like an explanation for what you're saying. Are you saying the what are you saying? The ADL? Like what is it?
Right.
What is the thing that you have a beef with? Yeah. Elon boosts anti-Semitic tweet, claims ADL and other groups push anti-white messaging. See, because I think the tweet said something about, I don't think it's specifically mentioned the ADL. So if it did specifically mention the ADL, then I would say, oh, he's talking about the ADL doing this thing. But I don't think that was exactly how the tweet was phrased.
Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of dialectic hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them.
Yeah,
okay,
see,
yeah, he said,
see
so
it's Jewish communities.
Yeah.
He's not saying the ADL.
Right. Yeah, that probably wasn't a good response.
And then so Elon says you have said the actual truth. So if he said the ADL has been pushing these things, then you could say yes. But he's saying Jewish communities. Is the ADL a Jewish community? Yes, it is. But you just can't lump them all into one group like that.
So like you could argue a case of on a technicality, like they are a Jewish community, but still when you just say it that way,
that's such a blanket statement.
The most reasonable interpretation of that is not going to be that you're referring to the ADL. So
right.
yeah, I agree with you. He did put his foot in his mouth on that one. But also to be clear, that's not really what their beef with him is. They saw this and then they go, oh good, we'll use this one to get him. But they've had a beef with Elon Musk. When Elon Musk was doing nothing but just simply saying, I'm considering buying Twitter to make it a free speech platform, which was what he initially said.
Yeah.
They were furious at him for that. So, yes, it's true that that was a bad tweet, and he was not clear with what I don't think he meant to say, what it sounded like he was saying there. I don't know. But the point really is that they were furious at him already just for the gall of saying you were going to come make this a free speech platform, when as we know from the Twitter files, right, that it wasn't simply that Jack Dorsey was deciding he didn't want to hear anything that was skeptical about the COVID vax or lockdowns on his platform. But it was literally that the FBI, our federal government, political campaigns, three-letter agencies were telling Twitter, colluding with them, and making sure that, again, like I was saying before, that their government propaganda that they felt was necessary in order to institute these tyrannical policies of the COVID regime, that was not allowed to be dissented against on there. And that's what his real crime against them was buying Twitter, saying he's going to make it a free speech platform, and releasing the Twitter files. That's really what got the establishment turned on Elon Musk, who, as you probably remember, was once a darling of these people.
Most certainly. But even if those things didn't take place and he was the CEO of Twitter and he quoted that tweet, it would still be
the ADL would probably still write a piece about him. Yes,
it would still be the equal problem.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
That's just one of those things. Like if you have a specific, here's the other thing. I don't know how the fuck he even does what he does. Like how is he tweeting while he's making rockets? How is he tweeting while he's running Tesla? So the amount of attention that he must be putting into each tweet has to be minimal.
Yeah.
It's not like he's like going over a very complex, nuanced subject and sitting there before he makes his tweet.
Yes, yes.
He's got fucking people. Elon, what do we do with this? You want the tip of the rocket pointy like Spaceballs and, the fucking Cybertrucks? Do you want it 1,100 horsepower or 1,500 horsepower?
Well, I mean, I'm not nearly as busy as Elon Musk, and I don't think I have one like that, but I've definitely like replied to tweets before and then like realized I misread the tweet.
Right.
Like, and I was like,
100%.
oh, I misread that, and what I said I didn't actually mean. I wasn't agreeing with you. Oh no, I disagree with you. So it's like. It's not unforgivable. It's not like he tweeted something like that. He replied to somebody else saying, "Yeah, that's right."
Yeah.
But I agree with you. It was not good, and that will get you heat when you're that big and famous of a person,
Especially
no matter what.
with what's going on.
Yeah.
So then he scores points on the other side by agreeing that phrase from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. That is implying genocide. He's saying.
Yeah, I mean, look. There's definitely people who say it, who mean that by it.
Have you seen people that get interviewed when they're chanting, and then these people interview them? Like, what do you mean by which river and which sea? Like, what are you saying? And they're like, why are you asking me questions? Like, I'm just trying to find out. Like, what river are you talking about, and what sea does it go to?
Yeah, but dude, this is.
That is true. That is true. And you know what? Before all this happened, I never heard that chant, to the river, to the sea. I never heard that ever. And maybe it's because I have so many friends who are Jewish. Yeah, they don't usually chant that kind of thing. Let's get into Elon Musk getting attacked. Honestly, Dave Smith is right. I mean, Joe Rogan's trying to be like level-headed and kind of common sense about it, but also there is the common sense of they are using this to like double down on attacking him. It's like, they were attacking him just fine and he was just okay. And then he kind of got a cut on his arm and they're like, oh, there's the blood. We got it. So let's just go here where the blood is and let's just start tearing flesh. And that's really what they started doing. So makes a lot of sense. I mean, here, you can see it here. There's a bunch of these videos and they just came out one after the other. And I'm always wary when I see that, when I just see video after video. But I mean, at the same time, that is what happens. Let's listen a little bit.
A lot of the concern has been centered around false information shared on X, formerly known as Twitter, but nearly all platforms are coping with misleading or unconfirmed posts. An obvious example was a fake White House press release, and multiple videos and other posts that went viral also turned out to be mischaracterized. At one point, even X's CEO, Elon Musk, recommended that users follow an account that's known for spreading disinformation. He eventually deleted that post, but X...
So it was disinformation that they were supplying at first. Then the EU started trying to probe him about false information towards the Israel-Hamas war. And, I don't know how that falls solely on the platform. I think when they're doing all this, what they're really trying to do is they're trying to say you're not censoring enough people. That's what it really feels like. When they say, we need to probe into how you're handling misinformation. It's like, look into how old Twitter was. What did they deem misinformation? Well, it was whatever the FBI said. The FBI would just be like, this is disinformation. This account. Can you do something about this? And they would just do it. Well, they don't have that anymore. And because they don't have that, that's why they're coming at him like this. And it's a little, I don't want to say anything about any other platform, but no other platform's getting this. And maybe it's because they're all on the up and up and they have more experience than Elon Musk does. Or maybe they're just censoring people, just left and right. That's what it sounds like to me. When the EU says that they want to probe into something. See, like probing into violent content here. Probes Elon Musk's X platform over violent war content. But here's the thing. Here's another point that I have to make when it comes to this whole thing. I'm going to play a video for you a second. But X moves faster than the mainstream machine. And that's another reason why they're coming after him. Again, what he said in that tweet may not be right, but take the focus off of that and think of why else they could be coming at him so hard, right? Think about that. X moves way faster than the mainstream news. I've seen studies where they're like, oh, X is only just a little bit faster, just a couple minutes faster. It is hours and sometimes days faster. Days. And then when you see the news report, on one of these mainstream outlets. You actually see them using somebody's Twitter video. So that says something. Once you have that and you're the owner of that and you're not giving in to what everybody else is giving into, they're going to take anything you say and they're going to misconstrue it. They're going to blow it up. They're going to make it vicious. It's inevitable. So for that reason, I get what Joe Rogan's saying. He should have been better about all of this. He should have known, like, hey, they're after you. Like, if they're after you, you can't just be like, hey, I'm just going to say this in some tweet. But at the same time, you should be able to, because he's on a free speech platform. He owns a free speech platform. He should be able to exercise his free speech. But, you know how it goes. Here, let me play this video for you as they try to turn him into a demon here.
About that recent rise of anti-Semitism. He addresses the, quote, cowards hiding behind the anonymity of the internet and posting Hitler was right, and calls for them to step out of the shadows and, quote, say it to our faces. And that prompted a reply from another user who wrote, okay, right? Responding, okay, say it to your faces. People think Hitler was right. Okay, I'll talk to you. Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of dialectical hatred against whites they claim to want people to stop using against them. You want truth said to your face, there it is. I wish I could say this was a fringe view, but is a viled and over century-old anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. Basically, the Jewish people, in coordination with people of color, are a kind of conspiracy to assault whiteness. And in fact, that Jews are behind this conspiracy. This same conspiracy, which has sort of come to be known as the Great Replacement Theory, that Jews are the sort of puppet masters manipulating American.
So you can see he's trying to align Elon Musk with all sorts of wild imagery, wild things like that. So, you can see what's going on. Again, agreeing with that post wasn't the smartest thing to do. I saw that exact same post. I didn't click on it. I didn't click like. I didn't comment on it. I just saw it and I was like, oh, well, there's another thing on X. And I kept on scrolling. And sometimes that's what you got to do. So I get it. But Elon Musk is doing something for everybody. And even though he wants to put chips in everybody's brains, I'm very thankful that I can see what's going on with Israel and Hamas. I've never been so up to date on a conflict before this. And there have been other conflicts, but it was old Twitter and it was Meta. And I've never been so up to date on something. I've never been able to see it from so many different angles. I don't know. The what you get when you get that good thing of being able to see things from so many different angles, so many different perspectives, both sides, what you get is some people being vile. You get some people saying wild things. You get some people who are agreeing with those wild things. And then they walk it back a little bit like Elon Musk did. And then they say, okay, not Jewish communities. I meant the ADL. And honestly, when it comes to the ADL, I haven't looked into them much, but I was talking about BLM with one of my friends, Jewish guy, Israeli guy. And I was talking about BLM and he was like, man, he's like, the ADL is a lot like BLM. He's like, I can't say it. He's like, because then I become a self-hating Jew. He's like, but they kind of do the same type of things. And I was like, really? And we started comparing BLM to the ADL. And he was like, yeah, there's a lot of similarities. So take that for what it's worth. Anyways, guys, like, comment, subscribe, hit up IamCoachColin.com for something very nice. Hit it up. We got this shirt is going to be on there within 24 hours. We're getting that up there for you guys in black and white. T-shirts, hoodies, all that good stuff. Anyways, guys, I'm out.